Broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat. It's scpbetting.com. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for their time games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a live free sports mix for the games beginning here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the. Well, we know who's on the show today. Let's go ahead and bring him in right now with us. So we've got Shane Mickle with us, Tony Brown, Millz with us tonight. We got Jay Briggs, Alex Smart. We're going to try to reach out to Rod Zawacki on Skype. And, of course, we got Damian Sosh as well. All right, you guys saw the lineup there. And, of course, I made note here to the Capper Contest. Just want to remind everybody that the Capper Contest, become a Capper Contest, December 10th to 31st over on the Pick Dogs Instagram. So check that out for more information. Or, of course, you can always tune into the morning show to check it out. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get the show underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Spring, where he does really on a hot tear right now on college hoops. So let's get in Alex right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Alex Smart. Alex, what's happening?
How you doing, Tony? We're going to attack some Big Ten college basketball action tonight. We're going to look at that amazing Rutgers team, a Rutgers team that played great on the weekend, took it to Indiana at home. But, there's a big but here. That was an emotional game. You could see Rutgers, Pickle team, I call them, played really, really hard, and from start to finish. And I mean, they were smothering. And then, that's a hard building to play in at the best of times. And, that was actually a good underdog pick. I took that one. And, but now I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go against Rutgers in this situation, a letdown situation. I'm not worried about how well they played last time out, because Rutgers doesn't always play their best basketball away from home. We'll put it that way. Whatever reason it is, I really don't know. But that's not important here. And Ohio State is being, I think, very underrated. And one more thing about Rutgers. Rutgers, over the last couple of seasons, when they go against a team that's making 45% or more of their shots, they're just 2-9 ATS. So this team has a problem with teams like Ohio State. They didn't last time against Indiana, but like I said, that was at home. Home court advantage there is something just about absolutely. I don't know what it is. It's the energy of that building. But once again, we're going to flip it around. We're going to say an emotional letdown situation against a hungry Ohio State team, and 6.5 points or 6 points might seem like a lot of points for someone to grab and feel confident about. I wouldn't feel that confident. I really look at Ohio State to bring home the dough here tonight, and shut Rutgers down.
All right, we got Alex here on Ohio State here, laying the 6 here against Rutgers. Yeah, it's interesting when you see some of these teams put up, and of course, early on the season, you just get, a lot of times you just see these teams on home courts, and you just see them on neutral courts. And we saw Rutgers in their road game here against Miami. They lost. I mean, they have great defensive numbers, but when you look at the 2 road game, they give up what, they didn't defend very well, giving up 49% shooting. Of course, when you have a good number of games already, that may not put a big dent in your defensive numbers, but still, it's sometimes those things are hidden in the stats. You really have to got to see how these teams do on opposing home courts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are young men. We're not talking about professional basketball players. These young men are still developing, and it's funny how emotions work. We all remember what it was like when we were young. We followed that thing between our legs a lot more than we followed our brain. So we'll see how these guys operate here. It's interesting to note also Ohio State's won 6 consecutive contests here. They have revenge on board for last year's loss at Rutgers, 66-64. So we're gonna bring it home. I feel fairly confident here that we've got a good bet to take and lay some points with Ohio State at home.
We got Ohio State here laying the 6 here against Rutgers here in a Big Ten action. And this one will have a start time here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You could watch this one over on ESPN2. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action where you've been on a tear here in college hoops. We'll bring up the numbers right now. It's been fantastic here over the last, for this season here, 1,510 units of profit in college hoops. That is all documented, so you can verify that by going to Alex's handicapper page over at Pick Dogs. Go down to Pick History. You can check it out. Well, we got college hoops on the card, a few NBA, lots of hockey, and one NFL game tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
We just went after just about everything. Anything that moves, I'm always ready to hit if it offers up value. And tonight's board did offer up some value. I've got the total on the Thursday night NFLer. I've got the Iowa State Iowa college basketball tilt. Also have a late night Nuggets Blazers game going, and I have an NHL selection that starts here very shortly, around 7 p.m. or so.
That's right, tonight, guys. Get on board here with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. See great results here in college hoops. 1,510 units of profit. That is all documented. Alex also showing profit this year in NBA, in college football. Fantastic year. So get on board with Alex's feature play tonight. Is that Thursday night total smasher between the Raiders and Rams. Get on board with that one. It is a credit guarantee, meaning you must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is a credit guarantee. Also, a college basketball side slam up there as well. We've got Alex in action here. NBA late steam, NHL totals crusher. But again, here we are on a Thursday. You may consider getting that 7-day all sports pass from Alex. Get all of Alex's premium plays for 7 days, including all his college hoops, the NBA, of course, Army, Navy if he's in action there. NFL, we got NFL Thursday, Sunday, as well as Monday, and of course the NHL. So good time to get on board with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use the promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Yeah, take care, Tony. Have a great weekend. And like I always say, break a leg means make lots of money, brother. Make lots of money.
Makes lots of money, and did you too as well. Alex Smart here on the drive through. All right, let's continue our coverage. Let's go ahead and welcome in. Next will be Damian Sosh. I'm over at Pick Dogs Premium, doing fine work up there as well. So let's bring Damian in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Damian in just a second. We can find his. We'll find his. There we go. Damian Sosh. Damian, what's happening?
Hey, doing good, Tony.
All right, awesome. All right, here we go tonight. NBA TV has this one. Heat to host the Clippers. Heat laying 6 in this one. Total 212.5.
Yeah, Heat Clippers tonight, and I'm going to be taking a look at the total, and I'm liking the under a lot in this game. Now, both these teams, they play at a slow pace. Both of them rank in the 20s as far as pace is concerned, and the Clippers are going to be playing the third game of a 4-game road trip tonight, and they're going to be playing on the second half of a back-to-back. They lost last night in Orlando, dropping a game to the Magic in overtime. Now the Clippers, they've been shorthanded for a lot of the season. You never know, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, those guys going to be in or out of the lineup. But they managed to stay afloat here. They're a couple games above 500, and a lot of that has to do with how they play defense. They rank 5th in defensive rating, and it's a good thing because offensively, they're just the total opposite. They scored the least amount of points in the league. They're 28th in offensive efficiency. And when we take a look at the Heat, we're kind of seeing like mirror images of these two teams. Statistically, they're a lot of the same things. The Heat 9th defensive efficiency, but they've also had their problems on the offensive end. They're just 28th in points per game and 26 in offensive efficiency. And the injury bug has really hammered Miami. They actually had 9 guys on the injury report coming into this game. And we're talking major contributors, Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, Tyler Hero, Max Strus. It's a team that lost 2 in a row. They failed to score 100 points in either of those losses. And I think they're going to have trouble reaching that 100 mark again against a really good Clippers defense. And by the same token, I think the Clippers struggle against this good Miami defense. Like I said, they're on the back end of a back-to-back, second half of a back-to-back. Those legs aren't going to be there. Play the under in this one, guys. I think it's going to cash for you.
All right, Damon says go under here in this Clippers and Heat. The market's moved it down to 12.5. Yeah, you know what, just looking here at the updated injury report, where it looks like that Leonard will not play in this game. Terrence Mann is also out for the Clippers, and probably it's someone who, a player that not a lot of people know too much about. He's one of those under-the-radar guys, but he's a very important part of this Clippers team, and that's Norman Powell. If you look at box scores every day, you'll notice that Norman Powell puts up a lot of points off the bench. He averages about 15 points a game. There are days when he scores over 20. He pulls down rebounds for the Clippers, but Powell's an important part of this Clipper team because, you can not always count on Kawhi, you can't count on George, but Powell has been someone who you can count on night in, night out off the bench putting up points.
Yeah, you need those kind of guys, and they're not in the lineup. I mean, different guys have to step up, and by the same token, all these guys being out, it's tough for these teams to develop any kind of offensive cohesion. They're not going to be able to practice together. Obviously, if they're on an injury report, they're not practicing, and it just makes it tough to get cohesiveness together to practice, and to put it together on when it really counts in games.
Yeah, indeed. We got Damon here on the Heat Clippers under 212.5. This one to have a start time here at 7:40 Eastern time. This is the first game on NBA TV. All right, Damon, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action, as we have a nice board tonight with the NFL in play, as well as a few from the NBA, a lot of college hoops, NHL as well, doing great results here over the last 3 days. 1,241 units of profit. That's all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also showing great results over the past 7 days is Damian, and of course showing great results in college hoops, approaching 1,000 units of profit. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, things are going good, guys. So, hop on board now. Right now, for tonight, I have 3 plays in total and against the spread winner here in the NFL football game for Thursday night. And I have 2 college basketball games. And my college hoops fast break for sale, just $15. Cash in on that one. And then lock yourself up with a long-term plan, 3, 7, 30-day deal. And a 2-for-1 capper deal. It's, I think, just a great value out there. Team me up with one of these other fantastic handicappers on the website, and we'll cash in, guys. We'll make some money.
Yeah, make some money indeed with Damian Sosh over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here, 1,241 units of profit, showing great profit over the 7 days. College hoops has been on fire, so get on board right now with Damian Sosh with his Winner's Circle pass tonight. Absolutely on fire right now. Get the 3 of his best bets for tonight in that Winner's Circle pass. Also, college hoop fast break. Individual plays up there from Damian, but again, as Damian was alluded to, that long-term pass is your best value. That 30-day all-sports pass will get you all of Damian's premium plays here from college hoops for 30 days. All 41 Bulls are in action here with that 30-day all-sports pass, right? Because here we are on December 8th. That'll take you to January 7th. So all 41 Bulls are in play. Don't forget his NFL, as well as his NBA and NHL. With that 1-month all-sports pass, you can use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Damon, it's always great having you on the show. Continue that great work here, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Thank you, Tony. Have a great weekend.
You got it. Damian Sosh here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, a reminder, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Up next is Shane Mickle. Find Shane over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also contributor over on the sites there at SCP Betting and at Pick Dogs with some MMA coverage, some World Cup as well. So let's go ahead and get Shane Mickle in for the show here. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight, 9 Eastern time. A team near and dear to you, Minnesota's in action here in college hoops, hosting Michigan. They're the home dog. Michigan laying 4.5 on the road, total 135.5.
Yeah, this is a team that I wish wasn't near and dear to my heart in the Gophers, but I do think there's some money to be made in this game, and I think that play is with the under. This is a Gophers team who has trouble scoring, but they do a good job of slowing down the pace. And this is the first true road game for Michigan. And Michigan stats, their points per game is over 70 points a game. But a lot of those games were early in the season against poorer competition when they were putting up 90 points. Now Minnesota might also be considered poorer competition, but I think they slow down the pace here a little bit. And with it being Michigan's first true road game, even though this isn't like a super hard arena to be going into, especially with the with the Gophers being bad, there's still be the student section there with the start of Big Ten play. A solid team coming in Michigan. I think that they do have a little bit of struggles here. I think Minnesota's defense does enough, and I like the under.
All right, we got Shane coming here with the Michigan and Minnesota under total of 135 in this one. Yeah, looking at this one, I was a little bit worried about the way Michigan is defending on neutral courts this year, giving up 48%. Now they go into a true road situation. You got a little concerned here about how their defense is going to play in this one.
Yeah, you do have to be concerned about that. But this Gophers team, especially late, have had issues. Playing against anyone really scoring. Dawson Garcia was supposed to be the big recruit coming home from North Carolina, and he's leading the team in points, but he's been a major disappointment. He really struggles to be consistent scoring, and they really just don't have enough scoring right now. I do think that Ben Johnson has his team heading in the right direction. They have a nice recruiting class next year, but yeah, this year it's going to be much of the same with not a ton of outside shooting. It's hard to really trust this team to get over maybe even 60 points here. So I think this game is maybe even 55. Betting on a wall Michigan scores or defends, I think this game stays well under.
All right, Shane here is on Michigan and Minnesota under 135.5. This one will have a start time here of 9 p.m. Eastern Time over on Big Ten Network. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Spin for tonight's action. Of course, we got some college hoops on the board, some NBA, that NFL game tonight between the Rams and Raiders, and NBA, a handful of those. What do you have? Doing great results in the NFL this season. 662 units of profit in the NFL. That is all documented over at Pick Dog. Shane's also showing good profit in the NHL this year. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, I just have one package up there tonight. It's college basketball heavy. My 2 best college basketball plays and my best NFL play for $39.99. Or hop on something long term. You know, it's still a nice time of year. Bowl games are coming up. There's the Army-Navy game this weekend. A nice MMA card this weekend, and then of course NBA, NHL, NFL, World Cup. I don't know if I'll have any premium plays on that, but if I do, that'll be included. And you kind of hit on it earlier in the show, Tony. But make sure that everyone that checks out that capper contest too. You know, we've got some great guys like Millz and Jay Briggs and Jovan and some others that have come in through that capper contest. So there's really nothing to lose there. So make sure to check that out. I can't wait to see who the next co-worker is here at SBC Betting and Pick Dogs.
That's right. Annual Become a Capper contest running from December 10th through the 31st. You can apply over there on Instagram. Get on board here with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dog Spin right now. Showing great results. Has a sampler 3-pack up there right now on the board. So get on board there with Shane. Credit guarantee, $39, $4 pricing there over at Pick Dogs for his 3-pack. Also, you may consider the long-term pass. We're talking about, here we are in December 8th. That 1-month pass is a great value right now. All of Shane's plays from the NFL here for the month. That gets you right approaching week 17 of the NFL season as we're getting into the new year, past the new year there. So we're getting deep into the season here. Also includes all 41 bowl games, all those college hoops, NBA, NHL, your 1-month pass, a great value right now over at Pick Dog Stream. You could use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Shane, as always, great having you show. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, everyone.
You got it, Shane Mickle here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, if you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end. Show that these units are based on $100 per unit. Let's continue on here on the show. We're going to go off right now over to Las Vegas, Nevada. We are going to welcome in Tony Brown. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, doing great work up there. And we'll head up right now, bring in Tony Brown in Las Vegas. Let's see if we can find Tony here. We should have this set up here just a little bit here. New board, new look on the show. We got ready to go with Tony Brown. Tony Brown, what's happening?
Tony T, how you doing?
Doing awesome. All right, here we go tonight. Looking forward to this one. I know it's down season for the Rams, but I think it'll be entertaining. Rams here to host the Raiders. The Raiders on the road now laying at a 7, total 42.
Yeah, the line creeped up. It was only 5.5 when it opened, and 6.5. Now we're at a full 7, but I think it's just indicative of what they think is going to happen, and I think the Raiders are going to take this one big. We still have a chance to get in the playoffs after one of the worst starts ever, and we're still a pretty good team. Even in all our losses, if you look back, they were all one-score losses. We could easily be, 7-3, just like we were 3-7. So I think the odds makers and things are catching up to that, and the Rams absolutely. They've been hurt since day one with Odell never returning from the Super Bowl. They lost Von Miller. Then Stafford went down. I think they're starting Baker Mayfield right off the plane tonight. So the only thing they have an advantage for them is the home field advantage. And, the Raiders are originally from California. There's going to be plenty of Raider fans in the stands, so the home field won't be much of an advantage. Lay the 7. The Raiders should get this one by at least 10 or more.
All right, Tony Brown says go ahead and take the Raiders in this one. Lay the 7 here against the Rams. It's hard to argue that one, the way the Rams have looked. Although they were able to get some points here on Seattle. Those 23 points they got on them. I'm just wondering, maybe that's more of the Seattle defense than anything other than that. What's your thoughts here on this Raider defense? Of course, that's the one thing we're always concerned about here when you're laying a touchdown on the road, although it may be a pseudo home team, because from what I've seen, the ticket brokers are saying that I don't even know how they configure. Well, maybe they can. I don't know how they can figure out these. 63% of the ticket buyers are Raider fans. I don't know. Is there some certain check mark when you buy a ticket saying whether you're a Ram or Raider fan? Might have lost the connection there from Tony Brown in Las Vegas. He likes the Raiders here, laying the 7. Let's see if we can get him into this one. Way more noise. And we got Peter Kramer says that Raiders have been in every game for sure. And he also says that way more Raider noise than Rams in this one. that may be the case there tonight here in Los Angeles as the Raiders come in. A lot of Raider fans here in Southern California. I'm in Southern California. I know. I used to go to Raider games back in the day when they played in the Coliseum. A lot of Raider fans out here. So Tony Brown here on the Raiders laying the 7 against the Rams. This one will have a start time here of 8:15 Eastern time over on Prime. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. Of course, Tony Brown. We'll bring up Tony Brown's action here over at the site. Here we go. Tony Brown at 525 units of profit in college basketball, all document over at Pick Dog Stream. Tonight on the board, Tony Brown has a 30-star three-way play right now, all credit guarantee, meaning must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action with a Thursday top pick from the NFL, individual plays from the NHL and NBA. But again, you may consider if you want to try out Tony Brown, why don't you get that 3-day all sports pass from Tony Brown, get all of Tony Brown's premium plays for 3 days, including the NFL tonight, action for Friday and Saturday. Of course, we've got a lot of NBA, NHL, college hoops action for you there. And of course, Army, Navy on Saturday, your 3-day pass. So a good way to give Tony Brown a try over at Pick Dodge Premium. You could use the promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. That is great value there when you do that. That's Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Of course, reminder, guys, annual Become a Capper contest running from December 10th to 31st. Apply now over at the Instagram, Pick Dogs Instagram. Become a Capper contest running here on Pick Dogs starting here on December 10th, but now taking the applications. So we want to get you guys all set up with your username, everything ready to roll here with your account number to get started here in the contest. So check it out over on the Instagram channel on Pick Dogs. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we will recap it here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Next up, we're going to go to Millz Young. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Millz has been a really good contributor here on our show. Hope he catches UFC show with Brad. And boy, Millz has put up some impressive numbers in UFC over at Pick Dogs. Has been on fire here. So let's go ahead and get Millz in right now. I think we're ready to roll with Millz. Millz, what's happening? Calling Millz. Let's see. We may have some internet issues there right now with Millz as we're trying to get him connected. So if not, we're just going to go ahead and get Jay ready to roll in. So Jay Briggs. But there we go. You there, Millz? Well, let's see, Jay. Let's see here. I think we're getting still some connectivity issues.
Sir, I've been ready.
Yeah, we're getting real choppy sound from you, Millz. Maybe if we could reconnect again. We're just cannot hear what you're saying. So hopefully we'll continue on here on the show. We'll get to Millz after we get to Jay Briggs. We'll bring in Jay right now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Prim where he does great work up there. Let's bring in Jay Briggs in right now. I think we're ready to roll here. Let's see here. I think here's Jay ready to go. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on tonight, Tony?
It's going great. All right, here we go tonight. We're going to be looking here at in NFL action here. We got the Rams here facing the Raiders here. The Raiders up to 7, total 42, but you'll be looking at this one a different way.
Yes, sir, Tony. I'm looking at this one a different way. These last few Thursdays, I've been coming on giving some props. Found another one I like tonight, man. We're going back to the interception prop tonight. We're looking at Derek Carr, man. I think he's due for another one. Derek Carr, whenever the lights get bright, he seems, in my opinion, he seems to fold, man. He's an interception king as well. He's thrown 8 interceptions this season. He threw 1 last week. The week before, he had 2 in that game. And here tonight on primetime, short week, not a whole lot of practice. Lights are going to be bright down there in SoFi. I think he gets another one, especially in the elite corner like Jalen Ramsey on the other side. I think he tries to force one to Devontae here tonight, and it just gets picked off. So yeah, I'm looking at my guy Derek Carr to throw an interception tonight. Minus 125. We're paying a little juice, but I think because the books are on us tonight, I think they know Derek Carr is definitely due for another one, and I'm not gonna not take it due to the juice. So I'm gonna lay the juice to 125, and we're gonna watch Derek Carr drop back and throw us a pick.
All right, looking for a pick here. It's not the right pick. There it is. It is a interception prop here, and that's the play here from Jay. Of course, said the interception prop here with in this one with Derek Carr. Yeah, you know the issue coming in for both teams has been their pass defense. When you look over the past 3 games, the Rams giving up 300 yards, the Raiders 280. So I think you're going to see a lot of passing attempts here from Derek Carr. The more you throw, the more chances you have for that pick. And also, too, you always got to wonder here about, Jacobs. This is a short week. There's still a lot of season left. They rely heavily on Jacobs. In these short weeks, I'm always nervous about these running backs that get a lot of carries.
Yeah, like you said, both of these teams' pass defense hasn't been good here recently. So I do expect some up and pass attempts for Carr tonight. And for an interception, I always say it doesn't necessarily got to be his fault. Could be the receiver's fault. Could be just a tip pass. We've seen the craziest interceptions. So as long as the ball's in the air, gets tipped or anything like that, and it ends up in another team's hand, we're going to cash this ticket. And I think, especially with Derek Carr, he's he. What do you think, Tony? To me, he's like I don't know, like he's good, but he's trash at the same time. Like he's like in that 16, 17 area for me in the NFL quarterback. So I don't know.
He's one of those quarterbacks that you're uncomfortable letting go because it's a coin flip whether or not you get somebody better. that's
yeah. I feel you. I think that's right on the head. He's good, but he's not really good enough to take you anywhere. He's going to keep you in some games, so he's just middle of the road for me.
I will say this. If he has a top 3 defense, he can take the team deep. I will say that. Yeah. But he's not one of those guys. The Raiders' defense has been bad for years. So, again, we would look at him a little differently if the Raiders had like the Broncos defense, right, where all you need is 20 points and you're going to win the game. Then in that case, I'm going to say, we're going to all upgrade. Carr is one of the greatest quarterbacks. He's up there, whatever. Again, how different can you look depending on your defense, right? If you had the Broncos defense, Raiders would probably have 2 losses this year, right? But it's not the situation. You got a bad defense.
Yeah, you do got a point there. You got a decent point there. Raiders defense is trash, and some other quarterbacks have the benefit of better defenses to keep them in games. So that's a fair point. But I think the Raiders, though, I know Tony Brown said they can still make the playoffs. They can also still have a high draft pick as well. They're like right there in that area on the season, and this is a great year. A lot of quarterbacks coming out, so I don't know. Who knows if he stays in Vegas after this season? I don't know.
I could see Vegas drafting a quarterback of the future, and seeing when it rolls. But I think you got to give Derek Carr a good defense. I still think that, because even if you bring a young guy with this bad defense, what are you accomplishing, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's really the issue. You got to fix the defense. Then we'll know, can Carr play well with a defense that's in the top 5? Just be a top 10 defense. Something other than how trash you've been in the bottom of the league. It's been embarrassing there.
For sure.
We got Derek Carr to throw an INT. This one will have a start time here of 8:15 Eastern time. This one is over on Prime. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Pin for tonight's action here, where you're putting up some great numbers here over the last 7 days. 763 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Pin. Tonight we got the three games on the board from the NBA. Also, some college hoops, the NFL game, and the NHL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir, Tony. This is one of the smaller cards we've had here in a minute. Just 3 plays for me tonight. One in the NBA. We only had 3 NBA games tonight, and I wasn't overly in love with it. I can check my jam session. I gave out a play in all 3 games, but one premium for me tonight in the NBA. That's my best bet. We dropped last night. Jam session play. We had the Suns. They got took behind the shed. It was kind of sad, but before that, we hit 3 in a row, so we're going to try to stay hot in the NBA. We've been hot in the NBA. We still had a positive day yesterday in the NBA, 3-2. We just dropped the jam session play, but I love tonight's jam session play, so hop on that as well. I also got the side and the total for y'all tonight in the NFL. I absolutely love both of them tonight. I usually don't do that, but I think I found an edge in both tonight in this NFL game. And I got all 3 of these plays sold individually, my primetime total, my NFL best bet, and my NBA jam session. Or you can get them all together in my multi-sport Thursday night 3-pack, man. So however you want to do it, let's make some money tonight. And let's continue stacking units, man.
Stacking units here with Jay Briggs. He's stacking units over the past 7 days, as well as in the NBA. 986 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Pay a visit. You'll be able to check it out. We got Jay showing profit the last 7 days. Last 7 days coming off a winning day yesterday. Jay's got his NBA jam session up there right now at $15. That's his jam session play. It is credit guarantee, meaning it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action with an NFL best bet, affordably priced, primetime total. A multi-sport 3-pack here from Jay. But again, probably one of your best values is going long-term with Jay Briggs over at Pick Doctor. You see the numbers he's producing for you. Great results in the NBA. And here we are on December 8th. You got to look at that 1 month all sports pass. We're getting right into bowl season here. All 41 bowls will be covered in that 1 month all sports pass. So no need to make a bowl package at its price point here. It's great value. Just get the 1 month pass because all the bowls are covered there, as well as all of Jay's NFL, his NBA and college hoops here for the 30-day period. Of course, if Jay's in action there in NHL, or if he's in action in World Cup, he's been known to throw, we'll put a few plays in that tournament as we head into quarterfinal rounds here Friday, Saturday. So keep an eye on Jay's membership area. Get signed up for that 1 month pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you will save 15% off. Remember the 2-for-1 capper promotion. You can add a second capper, even greater value there. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Got lots going on over at Pick Dogs. We catch your jam session. We can also catch that NFL show that you shot on Wednesday here with Big Al and Mitch.
Yes, sir. Check out tonight's jam session. Get right for tonight's 3 NBA games. I went through all 3. We got a 10-game card tomorrow, so I'm getting ready to start preparing for that tonight here right now, so we can get ready for that. Check out the NFL show I shot yesterday with Big Al and Mitch. We talked about this game here tonight and every game on the NFL slate. And y'all know we got a game tonight, so halftime tonight, me and Mitch. Who knows? This isn't one of the best games we've had all season, but we might be entertained. Who knows? My guy Baker Mayfield might get in there tonight, make things a little interesting. Who knows? They still haven't said who's starting for the Rams yet in that one either. Whoever starts in that one, I kind of like them to throw an interception in that one too. So bonus play.
Play there. Whoever's under center, both quarterbacks will throw an INT.
Yeah, both quarterbacks will throw an INT. So halftime tonight with Mitch, and see y'all tomorrow on the drive-through as well.
You got it. Check out Jay Briggs over on his jam session. We'll catch up with him again tomorrow here on the drive-through. Right, Jay, have a great night. We'll talk again tomorrow, and we'll catch you at halftime, right?
Catch you at halftime. See y'all tomorrow.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-through. That's right. To halftime, tune in at halftime as Jay and Mitch will give you the halftime pick from the Rams and Raiders. So just make sure you guys subscribe, set those notifications. So when Jay and Mitch are live, you're live with them to get the halftime pick and to get it the best number, right? That's how you want to do it. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, I think we've got Millz all wired in. So let's go ahead and bring in Millz. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Trim. He's been absolute a monster in the MMA this year, just putting up some fantastic numbers. You guys got to check out those numbers over at Pick Dogs. Great, he's been putting up the units here in UFC this year. Bring him in right now. Millz, what's happening?
How you doing today? We good?
We're good. I don't mind the background. I love that other background. We just couldn't get the signal private, but that was a cool looking background back there with the Christmas festive get up back there.
I try.
Yeah, we tried, but we'll roll here. We'll get the pick from Millz tonight. We're going back to the Rams and Raiders. Raiders 7, total 42. But again, you'll be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, man, this is one of those games. I'm gonna tell you, man. These Thursday night football games are crazy, man. If you lay in that chalk on the Raiders and thinking they're gonna cover that 6.5, it's the Raiders, folks. They do Raider stuff. All right, we'll just leave it at that. So don't worry about that. I got a player prop to get you on top. One that's been hitting at a high rate. I ain't going to give you the percentage because I ain't do the math on it. But I know over the last 4 or 5 times I played this prop, it cashed. Who you looking at? Devontae Adams. Over 6.5 receptions is the player prop that I got wrote out. Last week, he barely hit that. He gave me 8 receptions, and it took him all the way down to like the last 3 minutes. This is one of those things, though. He's going to be facing Jalen Ramsey, right? One of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. I will say this. He's been on the downgrade about 3 weeks before the last playoff started last year. I've been seeing it. Big Jalen Ramsey fan here, so, I can definitely speak upon it. But this is the thing about it. When he gets those number 1 receivers that go up against him, they're able to do what they want to him. Why? Because he only stays on one side. He's not going to follow that other receiver to the other side. So just last week, DK Metcalf was able to go for 8 receptions over there, and Tyler Lockett was able to get 9 receptions right there. Shout out to everybody that enters that Become a Copper contest. That's how I'm here. You know what I mean? I won it last year, so definitely, if it's something you want to be in, join. just go ahead and sign up for the Become a Capper contest. I definitely approve that. Put the stamp on that. Back to Davante Adams, though. All right, so the Rams, man, this is how it's been. Every single time the Rams play a high number one receiver, like Chris Godwin, he's going for 7 receptions. When they played DeAndre Hopkins, what did he do against Jalen Ramsey? He went for 9. And the list goes on. So anytime a number one receiver plays against the Rams, he's able to get the reception. So I'm taking over 6.5 receptions. That's my player prop to get you on top. If you don't want to lay the juice, I even like the 7.5 at plus money too.
All right, there you go with Mills with Davante Adams over 6.5 receptions. This one, again, can't argue that one, Mills, because, again, I think there's a couple things in play here. Also, Jacobs, what are you going to do with Jacobs on a short week? This man's a workhorse. You rely on him too much, but it's a short week. There's still a lot of football left to go. You hope you don't want to, I hope you can win this game without giving him too many carries. I know, you got to get ready for the stretch run if you're the Raiders. Also, too, the Rams with the defense. No Aaron Donald there. A linebacker is also out in the situation. And the Rams' defensive form has not been good. Did we see Geno Smith? What he did to that Rams secondary last week wasn't pretty.
Yeah, I mean, not just that. I mean, the whole Rams are like in cahoots right now. It seems like nobody wants to go out there and play. It's one thing like that when you're out here in LA. You could definitely just wake up and be like, oh, okay, it's a Thursday or Sunday. I guess I'm going to go play football today. Then go on with your other days all throughout the week and, just forget that you're actually a football player. That's the life out here in LA sometimes that you can live. So with them not having a good record and stuff like that, definitely, man, it's going to be hard for those players to get up, And one other thing that I looked at in here is this, those Thursday night games, number one receivers do tend to have a good showing out too. So, it is a short week. You don't want to use Jacobs too much. And you got to show the reason why you got Davante Adams, I'll be honest, he's having decent numbers, but not those number one numbers that you would expect. So, I actually think he would go for 2 touchdowns today. I like that too as well. It's just kind of one of those things. You need to get some money back on your investment. And so, why not do it now? And Jacobs, like you said, it's his last year with them. So, yeah, they're definitely not going to be just trying to use them all out like that. But, yeah, man, I'm all over Davante Adams over 6.5.
Yeah, but also another thing factoring is it's an NFC versus AFC game. These teams play each other about once every 4 years. Even though they play in the preseason, the first stringers are never in the game. So I always like to look at some of that scenario here, looking at the offense having the advantage.
I will say this, though, too, and I dug a little deeper on that, about Jalen Ramsey matchup against Davante Adams. Played him against 2016 when he was with the Jaguars. He had 7 targets, only 3 receptions. So I will say this, Davante Adams doesn't have superior numbers over Jalen Ramsey, but that was back then, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I actually think Jalen Ramsey, he lost a step. It seems to be like this. D'Angelo Hall, I remember him with the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Redskins. He was so good, but then when he started getting burnt and your team started losing, you looking like, who is that? And all you see is number 21 and the back of his jersey. Same thing like Jalen Ramsey right now. When you see those touchdowns and those big plays happen, you're kind of like, who is that on? And you see number 5. And you see them getting up, clowning them in the touchdown zone, celebrating. They're like, I'm getting you now. So it's one of those things, and it's getting under the skin of Jalen Ramsey to where he's been going off on his teammates for the last year. And I'm going to go ahead and give it. This is my hot take. I don't think Jalen Ramsey's going to be with the Rams next year, man. I think he's doing too much in the locker room, too much controversy, and I don't think that team's going to be that good. And I think it's going to be one of those things to where they look at it like, all right, man, we already paid you for 3 years. Let's go ahead and cut these ties right here. With that being said, I still think he's the best cornerback out, though.
There you go from Mills. He hit with Davante Adams over 6.5 reception. This game will have a start time here of 8:15 Eastern time over on Prime. All right, Mills, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Print for tonight's action. As we know, we got a few in the NBA, some college hoops, and the NFL game tonight as we're enjoying the sunset here in Southern California. Beautiful day today. It's beautiful out here from 10 to 4. Then it gets cold. But anyway.
Yeah, man.
What do you got going on over at Pick Dogs? Look at the numbers in MMA, by the way. 2,454 units of profit. He's been a machine in the UFC this year, just pounding the bookie there. Also showing profit in college hoops. What do you have going on, college football? What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Man, let me get this camera right for him. All right, man. Trying to work this out for y'all, man. Sorry about that. But for today, man. All right, so I got one NBA play up there. My NBA never broke again bet. That's up there for $15. Go ahead, give that a try out one day. But 3-day pass is your best value. Why? Already got 3 UFC bets up there. Let me correct that. I got 2 UFC bets and 1 Bellator bet. Bellator is going down. They're having an event going on Friday. Okay, that's already going on Friday. Tomorrow, I have 1 bet on there. I covered the media for them all week. Got to talk to some of the fighters exclusively. So I have 3 total MMA bets up there. Put them all in 1 pack. It's my 3 MMA pack. You can get that for $35.99, or if not, just get the 3-day pass, man. You're gonna get NFL. You're gonna get NBA. You're gonna get college basketball, college football, all UFC. It pays for itself. Those 3 days passes right there. So if you don't want to get a long term, get the 3-day short term. And if not, just give me a play for the day. $15 to get you paid.
That's right. Get on board here with Millz Young over at Pick Dogs. Look at the great results here in UFC. 2,454 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs. All showing great profit into college football tonight. He's got his 3-pack MMA payday. Get paid with these MMA picks here from Millz with his 3-pack. So get on board there. Credit guarantee, must turn a profit of the amount you purchase. Credit back in your account. Side credits, credit guarantee there. So get on board there with Millz. Also an NBA play up there. A lot of individual plays. But again, here we are on a Thursday. What do we always talk about? What's that number? That 3-day all sports pass. Get on board with Millz with 3. All 3 days includes plays here for Thursday, Friday Bellator, Saturday UFC. Of course, don't forget the other sports here. We got NBA. We got college hoops. We got that in action here as well. NFL tonight. If he's in action, Army, Navy, that's also part of it. So get on board here with Millz over at Pick Dogs. With that 3-day all sports pass, but get those UFC picks. He has been on absolute fire this year in 2022 with those units production in UFC MMA. Of course, don't forget the Bellator is on Friday. So you want to get in there now and get those plays before the line moves. That's the important part of it, is get in and get signed up right now, because Millz is already locked and loaded with some MMA. So he's ready for that MMA payday here on Friday. Get paid twice from your boss and from your bookie on Friday with Millz Young there, hitting that up with those UFC picks and Bellator. All right, there you go. Millz, it's always great having you here on the show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll talk with you again next week, but we can catch your show with Brad, right?
Yes, sir, this Saturday. So I'm actually going to be live at the events, this UFC 282 card. Yeah, I'm going to be at the event. So I'm still going to do the show Saturday for you guys. I mean, Brad just went to the event last week in Orlando. I'm going to this one this week in Vegas. What a hell of a time. But, yeah, so right after the Pick Dogs morning show, tune in. We're going to go over our best plays, our best picks. This card is stacked, you guys. So you definitely don't want to miss it, man. They got some good price tags on there, too. Not a lot of the chalky favorites. I like to be clear and transparent. Last week, we went 2-2. That ain't good enough for me. You know what I mean? I want 3-1, or I wanted to sweep the whole damn board. So, that's just how it go. Hit one of our underdogs, hit one of our favorites, but then we lost 2 money lines, too. So, hey, this week, we got to get it back. So, I ain't trying to break even. I'm trying to break the bookies.
Let's do it. All right, Millz Young here on the Drive-Thru. Tune in for Saturday's show. All right, have a great evening. Millz Young here on the Drive-Thru. Let's continue on here with our coverage, guys. If you missed any picks, we'll do a recap here at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on. We had Ron scheduled here. I was trying to reach him on Skype because he is a fill-in today, and usually off here on the Thursdays, but I tried to make in a call. Unless he's going to sign now. Now that Millz signed off, he can sign in the regular way. Through our broadcast software, so if he's around, if you can hear me, you can just Millz is signing off. You can sign in, and we can bring you on here as we are waiting here. Usually, Ron sends me a message or something. I did not hear from him, so hope he's doing all right. Hopefully, he's not. Hope there's no storm up there, up his way, up in Canada. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. Just want to take a peek here to see if Ron happened to sign in. Oh, actually, I got his screen here if he did, but I don't see him signed in yet. So let's get to my pick, and hopefully he'll chime in here. So I'm going to go here to college hoops tonight. We're going to look at that in-state battle between Colorado and Colorado State. There has been line movement, but I'm still going to favor the underdog in this game. So let me go ahead and get to my screen here and get my card up here as we're going to be looking at this one here. Colorado State on FSN tonight at 9 Eastern time, and we will definitely be here on the Colorado State here on the Rams plus the 4.5 here against the Buffs from Colorado. Still, no. Let me see. I was trying to see if I was able to reach Sherrod. Didn't get to reach Sherrod yet. So, okay. We know Colorado State 6-3. They come off a loss in Northern Colorado. Their 2 other losses came to Penn State on a neutral and Charleston on the road. But this is a really good shooting team for Colorado State. 37% from three, 57% inside. On defense, about above average, but do a great job here on the defensive glass. Colorado 4-5 this year, but 0-12 here in the Pac-12, coming off a loss at Washington. They open up Pac-12 losing at home to Arizona State. The Buffs really struggle offensively with turnovers and shooting the basketball. Just 65% at the free throw line, although they sit well defensively here, holding teams to almost 30% from three, 48% inside. Both teams do lack D1 experience, but the Rams are in the better shooting form when you look over their current form. So for that reason, I will be looking here at Colorado State plus the 4.5 here against Colorado. That's my pick, and this one will have a start time here of 9 Eastern time. You can watch this one here over on Fox Sports 1. I was going to say FSN. It's now Fox Sports 1 is the channel. All right, guys. Over at Pick Dogs, I got 4 premium plays up there. I got my premium play here from the Rams Raiders tonight as a best bet. That's my $15 premium pick. Also, over at Pick Dogs, what I do have is a 3-pack. I put together 2 plays from the NBA with a play from college basketball together in a 3-pack. So 4 premiums for me over at Pick Dogs. So get on board there. Also, a part of the 2-point capper promotion, you can get my 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. You get all of my premium plays for that time. You just select when you go to my handicapper page and you make that purchase and use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll be able to save 15%. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Let me see if we get Rod signed in or not. I was wondering if he. I usually get something from Rod, a message from him. Maybe he's having some internet issues out there. But I do have his pick, and let me see. Go to my full screen. Don't see him yet, so hopefully he's doing all right. I just want to make note here of the contest. I got this. I got a note here from Mitch here. I got the graphic. I'm going to work a little bit more on the graphic to get it to fill the screen a little bit more. But I want to remind you guys of our Become a Capper contest that is starting here on December the 10th. And right now, it's the annual Become a Capper contest. December 10th to 31st over at the Pick Dogs Instagram channel. It'll be your chance to become a handicapper over at Pick Dogs. So take part in it. Rod will be the one grading the plays. So make sure you go to the Instagram account over at Pick Dogs and get signed up. You can start, they are now accepting applicants right now. They don't want that big rush on the 10th. So don't wait till the 10th to sign in. Just sign in now, sign in tomorrow. But don't wait till the 10th when there's a mad rush coming in. So get signed in up for it and become a handicapper over at Pick Dogs in the annual Become a Capper contest right now over at Pick Dogs, right from December 10th to 31st. You have a lot to choose from, right? We'll have the NFL, we'll have the bowl games, we'll have college hoops, NBA, NHL, all those 5 sports overlapping. So let's go over to Instagram, get signed up to the annual Become a Capper contest. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through, and I'm looking to see if I can. Don't see Rod yet, so I was hoping we would catch Rod, but doesn't seem to be answering my calls, as I was going to have him on Skype. But anyway, I do have his pick, so we'll go right to the recap now because I don't see him in. He would message me if he was following the show. Obviously, he's not following the show. So let's continue on here on the show. Let's get to the recap. We got started here with Alex. Alex, like Ohio State, laid the 6 against Rutgers. Damian was on the Heat and Clippers under 212.5. Tony Brown here likes the Raiders, laying the 7 against the Rams. Millz, Devontae Adams over 6.5 receptions. Jay, Derek Carr to throw an INT at minus 125. Here's Rod's pick. Rod's pick for the show was Ottawa, Dallas under 6.5. Shane was on Michigan, Minnesota under 135.5, and I was on Colorado State plus the 4.5 here against Colorado. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition here at the drive-thru. Guys, again, be sure to tune in again tomorrow live here at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our Caperson from Pick Dogs and SCP betting. We'll give out live free picks for the games in prime time. And don't forget to get started every single day, 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. We got Mitch, we got Rod, we got Chris with that morning show. Don't forget all the video series on Pick Dogs. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Mitch's betting tool show. We got Ron Romanelli's rundown from college hoops, rundown from the NFL. Jay's jam session with the NBA. Every pick on the board from the NBA from Jay. Also the Puck Dogs with Chris and with Rod Zawacki, giving out their hockey picks. And of course, Javon's parlay video. That's up every single day at Pick Dogs. And of course, the NFL show with NFL picks, every game on the board with Mitch, with Jay, with Big Al, Mick Morty. So be sure to tune in. And of course, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and then set those notifications. So when we're on live, you're notified, you're live with us, and you can actually take part in the chat here with the chat room, as well as get the plays in real time. Compare your picks with ours, or you can tail our plays if you like. All right, that's going to do it for the show. A big thanks to Pete out there. Good thanks to Ron up there as well. James Thrower likes Ohio State. Rutgers is tough at home, but I don't trust them on the road. I'm with you there, James. I don't like that performance there against Miami, where they allowed 49% shooting in that true road game. That's what threw me. Also, James Thrower commented here, and he's a frequent commenter here on the show, saying that Baker is getting a lot of pregame work. And I guess in his opinion, he's probably going to start. So keep an eye on the pregame show, guys. See what's happening there. Looks like according to James Thrower, Baker Mayfield is getting a lot of work. We'll see what happens here in this one tonight. Maybe it's a good chance to try him out. See if he'll work with the Rams coach. If they can work magic together, no better time than now. You're probably out of the playoffs. So we don't know how moving forward what Stafford is going to bring to the table. So maybe a good chance is to try out, give Baker Mayfield a tryout here to close out the regular season. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru. Thanks a lot for everyone for showing up tonight. We're going to go ahead and